Hi everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of The Sun is Also a Star. No. No, I'm not reviewing The Sun is Also a Star. I'm reviewing I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I've been trying to read this book for a long time, as you who watch all of my videos will know, because I've mentioned wanting to read it like a bunch of times. And I finally read it, and I enjoyed it just as much as I thought I would. I just kind of knew going into it that it was the type of book I would like, and it was the type of contemporary that I would like, and I did. I really enjoyed it. The basic gist of this book is that we follow this one family, but specifically the two twins amongst that family. Their names are Jude and Noah. Jude is the girl, Noah is the boy. They're twins, like I said. And the whole book follows them when they were 13 and then when they were 16. So it flips back and forth between point of views. So the 13 or 14-year-old point of view is from Noah's point of view. And then the 16-year-old point of view is Jude's point of view. So the whole thing is really interesting because you're seeing them in the past and you're seeing them in the present, and you're trying to figure out how they got from this one place to over here, because it's drastically different. In the past, it looks like Noah is on this straight route to being kind of like an art painting prodigy, and in the future, he's not painting at all. And he's not attending the art school that he was going to be attending, and he's kind of become this typical teenager, the complete opposite of who he was when he was younger. And then Jude was like this popular girl, kind of went to parties and had a lot of friends, and in the future she is this loner, wears like dark baggy clothing and a beanie at all times, has cut off all of her hair, and is attending the art school that she didn't want to go to in the first place. The writing style was absolutely my favorite part of this book because of the whole mysteriousness and the switching point of views, and then the writing style itself. It's almost like magical realism, but it's not. I don't know. I think it could be classified as magical realism. I remember in Noah's point of view, it said like his dad bumped him on the head or something and gave him a concussion. And his dad didn't literally give him a concussion. It was just like one of those love bump things. But metaphorically, it gave him a concussion. And sometimes you're not sure what is actually happening. Like, even now that I finished the book, there's some things that I'm not sure if it actually happened or if it was like a metaphor for what was happening emotionally. That was definitely my favorite part of the book because I love those whimsical kind of like magical realism books are just my favorite, and it makes a contemporary a lot more interesting for me. I also really enjoyed the characters. Jude and Noah, especially Noah, I just needed them to be happy the whole time. They were struggling so much, they'd been through so much, and I just like needed them to be happy. Usually when there is a twin relationship in books, I relate to it a lot because of me and my brother. This one, not so much. I think because everything that was going on, like they had been through a lot of trauma, and the way they reacted to that trauma, instead of getting closer, they kind of like took it out on each other. So I didn't relate to the characters all that much, which is why the writing style was more standout for me, even though I'm usually like a character-driven person. But I enjoyed the characters a lot. Another really cool thing about this book is that the whole family, well, not the whole family, the family is very artistic and the kids are both artists. Jude works more in like sculpting, and then Noah is a painter, and I loved that part of it. For that reason, Noah's point of view in the past was my favorite, because since he's a painter, he sees the world in a really beautiful way. Like throughout his narration, it would say like painting and then some really artistic portrayal of what was happening in the story. I enjoyed that so much. I thought it was so beautiful, and the way that he freaks out about like colors and the world and nature is just so me. I'm so like that. So I really enjoyed his point of view. Since it takes place in the past and then in the present, something that was really fun, I always love when a writer does this, is they kept like running into the same people or being at the same places. There was like overlap between the past and the present, and it kind of was interweaving the whole time until the end. And you're like seeing these random meetings that they're having, and they're both meeting the same people, and they're both like experiencing similar things, but 3 years apart and without knowing it. This book did have a bit of a darker feel than I was expecting. I think subconsciously I always expect contemporaries to be like complete fluff, not seriousness at all, which is not true at all. So there are some triggers for this one. I think the biggest one is rape. There is a rape scene right towards the beginning of the book. And then also like death of a family member, depression and anxiety and PTSD, those kind of triggers. But I think that the author handled it really well. I thought it was done in a very like realistic way, and you got to see them work through all of the effects of what had happened to them. Obviously, I'm being really vague because I don't want to spoil you guys, but stuff went down and you get to see them heal from that. It really drew me in. Like, I have been in kind of a slower reading period, but this one really sucked me in. Like, I was at work thinking about it, wanting to be reading it. Sometimes it's just really fun to be absorbed by a book and you like can't stop reading it. So if I didn't have days in between where I worked like back to back, I think I would have finished it in 2 days. Like overall, I think I actually read it in 2 days, but there were like a couple days, like 3 days in between where I worked every day and I didn't read at all. So I kind of want to read like one quote so that you get an idea as to the writing style. I had one marked here, so I'm just going to read that one. It's not spoilery. Or maybe a person is just made up of a lot of people. Maybe we're accumulating these new selves all the time, hauling them in as we make choices, good and bad, as we screw up, step up, lose our minds, find our minds, fall apart, fall in love, as we grieve, grow, retreat from the world, dive into the world, as we make things, as we break things. I think that's as much as I can read without it being spoilery, but hopefully that gave you just like a little glimpse of the writing style. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of lyrical. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me know down in the comments if you've read I'll Give You the Sun and what you thought of it. I had heard from a lot of you guys that it was one of your favorite books, which is one of the reasons I really wanted to read it. So many of you suggested it to me and thought I would like it. And you were right, I did like it. I thought it was really good. So I'm happy to have you guys give me suggestions. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Emma Reads a lot on all of my social media, which I will link down in the description box. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time with a new video.